Technic Bauer says hello to a new video. In today's video we want to show you how you can activate the hotel mode on your LG TV. How that works, you will find out after the intro. We have LG TV here. In my case it is an OLED, but it also works with the older models, so don't worry if your TV is older, 2 to 3 years or even older. This instruction works just like here in my case. What is the hotel mode? The hotel mode, as the name suggests, is designed for hotels. In other words, you can restrict the functions here so that the guest cannot change anything, such as a broadcast search or a new installation. Otherwise, after the guest has checked out, you would have to set the TV again. And that can be limited here. And we'll show you how that works now. You actually just hold the settings or the gear symbol on the remote control. This button is pressed for 5 seconds. Then this menu appears and you hold it down and only then you press 1, 1, 0, 5 and enter on the remote control, and now this hidden menu appears, the LG Hotel Mode setup. This is of course standard on off and we have to activate that by going to on here. Now there are different points here. Power on status, which means which source should be started here, i.e. power, standby or, in my case, standard, i.e. how should you start the TV now. So, go back, volume. Here you can limit the volume, with which it should be started, what is minimum, what is maximum, what the customer can change. Then we have key management here. Here we go in now. Go to OK. And here you can also lock the remote control. What should we do? Just turn it off or lock everything? In my case, normal. That means you can even lock the remote control now. Local key operation, that is, you can only use the buttons on the device itself to switch on or lock everything or normal. Go back to the next point. Then there is limited mode here. So, let's take a look at that too. So, setup menu. Should you come to the menu? Yes, no. Should you be able to change the programs? Should you be shown the menu? Or even the on-screen display mode and even system provider? Then we go back to the next point. DTV program update, that is, here you should run a search. May, yes, no. Automatic or manual. Power on default, that is, with which source should the TV be started, that is, either you have it with the input here, that is, you can start the TV with cable, with HDMI, which source should the TV be started with. AV settings, that is, with the sources you can still set which image format, 4 to 3, 16 to 9, or switched off. Then there are also the sources, that is, here you can lock the HDMI sources so that the customer cannot plug in anything here with external devices or the guest, sorry. Radio name display, you can also set that here so that the name of the radio station is displayed, yes, no. And power management on, that is, here you can still set how many hours the TV should be switched off. Radio video blank, that is, even with the radio you have the option of which radio stations and how many should be displayed. And of course factory reset, as the name suggests, work settings. Then there is another point here, change password, that is, here you have the option of setting the password now, not like the standard password that we had before, but your own. Then there is USB cloning, that is, you have now made all the settings and transfer this data to a USB stick and then you can transfer these settings to the next TV with this function and don't have to do everything again now. That means you now have to, in this case, export to USB, then we have transferred the settings to USB stick, then we go to the next TV and say import from USB. In my case it is grayed out because I did not plug in a USB stick. Then there is this point here, set ID log. You can also activate that or leave it that way. And of course, IP control setup is still important. You can also lock that, the network, and even WLAN, that is, that you can now activate it via the network. This is the hotel menu. If you want to deactivate the whole thing again, of course, you go up here and say off. So you have deactivated the hotel mode again. If you have any questions, then use the comment function, subscribe to our channel, then you are always up to date. Technic Boar says thank you for watching and goodbye.